people to talk about the Spurs, I was not expecting to hear from Rasheed Wallace. Rasheed Wallace.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
The monster Rasheed Wallace had something to say. I have not seen this at all. Spurs reporter. Thank you for posting this. So Spurs reporter posting this. He said he was sent a clip by Global Sports. It's Rasheed Wallace speaking about David Robinson as one of the most athletic defensive players of his time. Sure. Anything else you got to say? Anything else in particular? Let's listen.
Give me the, mid-90s Spurs. Most people would think of Tim Duncan, but Tim Duncan wasn't the anchor of that team. Tim Duncan is special. Don't get me wrong. Big Fundamentals is him, but I don't think Big Fundamentals would have been able to do what he did if it wasn't for David Robinson. Not only was David Robinson...
All right, first and foremost, comments right now. Was Tim Duncan the anchor of that team? We can start in the 90s. That's fine. Was he the anchor? I think 2003 is easy. 2005 is easy. All that's easy. Was he the anchor in the 90s?
Phenomenal athlete when it came to basketball. Strong as shit.
100%.
I'm fast. I'm athletic. I can knock a 15-footer down with no problem. I can play defense. I can block shots. Dog,
So you saying can do it all on both sides of the court?
Phenomenal athlete, dog. I would say when it comes to bigs, real talk, I would say he's probably the most athletic five when it came to NBA basketball.
It's really crazy because when you talk about David Robinson, the closest person, the only person I can think of that drew comparisons to him in recent history was DeAndre Ayton. And DeAndre Ayton is nothing of David Robinson. So I'll be completely transparent in saying that I've seen David Robinson games, but I was way too young to watch. I was just a baby. I don't remember actually watching David Robinson. But I have looked back on games that he's played in. It's yes, he was the real deal. He was really great. Now as far as who was the anchor in the 90s, I guess maybe if we're talking defensive anchor, I would say David Robinson. But me personally, I mean, yeah, he needed David. Don't get me wrong, and I think Tim Duncan would even say that as well. But Duncan was like him, right? he was like the guy. I mean, as far as the anchor, as far as scoring on the court, in my opinion, I think it was definitely Tim Duncan. But honestly, hold on, we can just have a little fun here. Let's do a little history. David Robinson stats, and then we'll bring up another one, and we'll do Tim Duncan stats. All right, let's see here. This should be fun. Let's bring this over here. We'll bring that over there. All right, let's take a look here. So if we go down to when Tim Duncan came into the league, that was 1997-98, in which he averaged 21 points. Dude, I thought that said 55 points for a minute. That was 55 field goal percentage and 12 rebounds. All right. And also, they won't show the blocks on here. It doesn't really matter. And then we go to 97-98. And yeah. So David Robinson averaged 21.6 points in 1997-98 on 51 field goal percentage. So, quite a few points under Duncan. Percentage quite under Duncan. Still good. Still really good. If you're over 50, that's really good. And less rebounds than Duncan. I don't know. In my opinion, I think as soon as Duncan got into the league, he was kind of him. I know that Robinson dealt with an injury the year prior, so that kind of helped as well. That slowed him down quite a bit. I mean, it's very obvious, even in his stats, that you can tell that it slowed him down because you can see 95, 96, he averaged 25. And obviously having the addition of Duncan would help. But, yeah, as far as his shooting, it decreased quite a bit. So he's right when he says the 90s overall, he was the Spurs anchor. But I feel like when Duncan came into the picture, that was no longer the case. Either because circumstances with injuries or just the fact that Tim Duncan is just one of the greatest to ever do it. Honestly, Tim Duncan is the only Spur I can say this with a straight face. He's the only Spur that I think should get the nod for greatest player of all time. I really do believe that. There's his 2003 performance into the finals, that playoff run is enough for me to say that guy should be considered one of the greatest players, or no, the greatest player of all time. I'm still going to do Michael Jordan. I'm still going to say Michael Jordan, but it really does frustrate me that when Tim Duncan comes to the conversation, you rarely even hear him in the top 5, right? You rarely even hear it. Let's see. I might make a fool of myself here, but you'll see top 10 NBA players of all time. And you'll see what comes up. Let's see. All right, so let's go to, we'll do ESPN, whatever. ESPN, we'll do ESPN. Oh wait, Kobe's 9. Okay, Duncan's going to be in. All right, Duncan's 8. So you're not going to see him in the top 5. You got Larry ahead of him. You got Wilt. You got Magic, Bill Russell, Kareem, LeBron, then Jordan, obviously, right? Let's see if we can find another one that we know of. Hoops hype. LeBron at 1. That's already a bad list. MJ at 2. Kareem, Magic, Bill Russell, Wilt, Larry, Kobe, Shaq, Duncan at 10. Yeah, it's a lot of disrespect. I think it's because Duncan was so low key, and yeah, Wemby won't get the same issues, right? Like Wemby is going to be considered the greatest of all time, if not second greatest of all time when it's all said and done. I truly do believe that, and I think it comes down to having the personality with it as well. Not only is he one of a kind and he's very fun to watch, but he has the personality. Tim Duncan, unless you just love basketball, a lot of people didn't have fun watching him play, and he didn't have much of a. He has a personality, but he didn't have a MJ presence, right? So he didn't have that aura. But I think he certainly should be in the conversation for greatest player of all time, and I definitely think he should be in a top 5 list. That's just me. You guys can let me know what your list is if you want. That's cool. But most importantly, where would you put Duncan, right? Where would you put Duncan in that list? Anyways, I'll get with you guys later, man. I appreciate all of the love that you've shown. Also, oh, wait, by the way, before you turn off this video, okay? Before you do that, anybody, DBC fans, please, Dragon Ball fans, Sparking Zero fans, please let me know if you are. I will be looking in the comments because I want to create, I know people get on to me because they're like, you don't even do this for your own Discord. I have a very good Discord, okay? Link below. I got some really great mods over there. I'm sorry, I'm not on it as frequently as I should be. I go on there, I check it around, you know, I look at some of the comments or whatnot. But yeah, I don't post a ton on there, but it's a great Discord. So if you want to join that Discord, the link is below, obviously. But I'm thinking about doing a Sparking Zero Discord because, dude, I need some Dragon Ball Z fans, man. I have no Dragon Ball Z. I have friends, but they're not Dragon Ball Z fans. So I would love to, you know, start connecting with people that are getting the game and are fans of Dragon Ball. That would be cool. Anyways, I'll get with you guys later. Until next time, bye.